Hello, friends. Welcome back to Rose Tarot and Astrology. I am your host, Mel Rose, and this is your two-card reading for Friday, December 22, 2023. The sun is just moved in to Capricorn yesterday with the winter solstice, and today it meets up with Mercury in a cazimi. That is a real blessing during a Mercury retrograde. We get this one cazimi while Mercury is retrograde, and it really helps to get some clarity and increase our functioning a little bit. Mercury retrogrades can be challenging in terms of communication, planning, getting around. However, this is a really fortunate Mercury retrograde. There's a lot of positive stuff in the skies supporting the retrograde at this time. And then right after, because, the sun just came into Capricorn last night. So after the sun and Mercury meet up in Capricorn, Mercury is going to retrograde its ass back on into Sagittarius. So if you want to know more about the astrology, please check out the Astrology Today video on my channel. Actually, I put the 10-day preview up today, so it's kind of a longer video, but a little further explanation of today's astrology is there. And in fact, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and click for notifications. Then you will know every time I post fresh daily astrology and tarot like I do. And friends, as always, thank you so much for being here. I am using today the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. I had a reminder to let you know. I'm going to share the box with you so you know what it looks like on the front. This is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, and I'm not sure who it is drawn by. It says Lo Scarabeo, so there you go. It's drawn by Lo Scarabeo. And let's see what we got here. Oh, the 10 of Wands. Okay, 10 of Wands is the end of a journey. And the Wands journey, Wands is about activity. It's about fire and drive and pursuit of goals. And it's really about what you put your energy into. And I like to, when I see the Wands, often I think of sort of markers of achievement, like trophies or medals that you might carry around, or put up where you can see them, so you are reminded of all the things that you've achieved, all the work that you've done, and what came of it. And it's great to be ambitious. It's great to go after your goals, and it's great to sort of even keep sort of markers of where you've been and what you've done. But we get to a certain point on the Wands journey where it's like we've taken on too much, okay? And I think of this as being like, I've taken on too many responsibilities, because why would you hold on so tight to something so heavy unless you thought you had to? So to me, this always indicates a time to lay your burden down. We've come to a point where I've literally taken on so much, I can't see what I'm doing. I am bent over with the weight of the burden. It has all of my attention. I cannot give my attention to anything else. And at that point, you've got to lay some sticks down here. You've got to lay some of these responsibilities down, or, find a way to delegate authority on them. If this is about maybe, like, for instance, a business that you owned, it might be a good time to think about either selling your business or hiring some help, something like that. If it's a love interest kind of question, then, that would look to me like maybe one person in the relationship is doing all the work, or that, the struggle of the relationship has just become so much that something's got to give, for example. And then we have the Justice card, friends. Okay, so seeking balance, and this is appropriate. We just had the winter solstice, so we just sort of crossed this threshold from one side to the other. We're still in this zone of balance where the sun is, from the perspective of the northern hemisphere, the sun is the lowest in the sky, and it is giving us the least daylight at this time. And, in a few days, that balance is going to be struck by, or that balance is going to be sort of tilted in favor of the sun coming out earlier and staying up later every night. So, we've come to the end of the nights growing longer, and now we're going to get into the days growing longer. And so we are at this balancing point, and this is a time of year when we're thinking about, how do I let go of the burdens of the past year? What do I need to take with me into the next year? What do I, how do I say that? How do I move aspirationally into the next year, like with fresh plans and bigger, better ideas? And, often at this time we think about like our work and life balance. This definitely points to me to like work-life balance, because if you're so, focused and committed and responsible to something that you can't pay attention to the other parts of your life, then things are out of balance, aren't they? So whatever that situation is that is taking up all of your time and attention, it's time to sit back and take a break, I think, and give yourself a moment of reflection and see what you can do. Think about what you can do to lift the burden, because as we head into this new year, as we are at this balancing point with the solstice, we really want to tell the truth. That's the sword of justice there. Not the sword, well, it is the sword of justice. That's justice, and that's her sword. But the justice carries the sword of truth. So, that means it's time to tell yourself the truth. It's time to stand up for what is true for you, to stand up for what is, observably real. Justice isn't interested in opinions. It's interested in facts and what is real and what is really happening. So, it's a time to really get honest with yourself, or if there's somebody around you that is overburdened with this, then it's a time to get really honest with them and just say, hey, look, we've got scales here. It's, if it's a work situation, like it's good to work hard and make money. And I know that it can be, stressful to think about going without that, or it can be stressful to think about laying down, letting somebody else take responsibility for something you feel like only you know how to do it right, is a really common way to be. And I get it, but eventually all of these responsibilities have to become somebody else's, so that we can move on with our lives and do bigger, better things for ourselves, maybe working a little smarter and a little less harder. So, yes, look to the balance in your life. Notice what is taking up too much of your time. Notice what is a burden. And another thing I want to say is, in the astrology lately, we had that Venus opposition to Uranus, and I had an interesting surprise sort of breakup with friends on that day. So, understand that the universe is showing us, and I know this has happened for a couple of other people too. Understand that the universe is showing us who you can't rely on. And when you see that you can't rely on somebody, when you see that you're going to be carrying the burden, even though they want to seem reliable to you, it's okay to cut them loose. Okay. It's okay to like take your burden a little further down the road and lay it on somebody. Lay some of your responsibility, not the entire thing, right? Lay some of your responsibility on somebody who is competent to take it and willing to do so. Okay. I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video.